All right, this is another Live at 12:05. I'm Kathy Mountjoy, standing in one of my favorite places in the whole wide world, and that's the Isle of Wight County Museum. And since I'm an old nurse, I happened to be wandering through the offices here, and I found some of my favorite things, old prescriptions. So I sat down and started looking through them, and it's just absolutely amazing what you can find, and also why we're all even still alive these days when we look and see what was prescribed for folks back in the day. It took me a long time to figure out when these were even written, because the record keeping for the pharmacist was totally different than it is today. A lot of times the prescriptions came in with no date because they never ran out of date. They could just be continually refilled. So I thought, well, that has a potential for danger. I pulled out some of the ones that were used more often than not, because basically nobody really knew a lot about different diseases. They treated the symptoms that they had until something worse came along, more than likely. So I looked into these prescriptions. I went through all of these prescriptions that you see here, and for the most part, they were pretty similar. The folks came in, they had discomfort in their digestive system, then there would be upset stomachs and maybe some fevers, that kind of thing. So I want to share with you what I found. And again, 3 out of all of these, I found a date, and it was 1916. This particular person obviously had some upset stomach of some type. So he talked about giving him some cascara, some acid, some ointment, and then the first part of the medicine was for croup, and you put that in water, and you took it 3 times a day before meals. Here's another one. This is for some lady who had something that hurt. Some part of her body hurt, because it says analgesic, 1 tube, for local use twice a day. And what does he say? Rub in well. Okay, this is my very favorite of the whole situation. This is for a lady who evidently had a really sore throat. I want this one for my own personal use. She got a throat mop, ounces 1. And SIG, S-I-G, whenever you see that on a prescription, that means right on the label. This is what she was to have written on her label: mop throat often. Now here's another person who evidently had a boil. That was a big thing too. More and more people, farmers and people who would be out and about and dealing with all sorts of, well, basically dirty stuff, and hard to keep clean because we didn't have the same sanitary situations that we have today. So this was a carbolic acid and glycerin. So that actually made a salve, and it says, put on your local area when you can. Here's another one. Now this is quinine. This was something that was given, during World War I. You see a lot of quinine about people who had malaria and typhoid fever and all those kinds of things. So this would allay some temperature situations. And so this one is a quinine compound, and they were to take 1 every 3 hours. This is a digestive situation right here. For nausea, cascara. That'll make you nauseated if you're not careful. And hydrochloric acid, all mixed up together, and you get to have that twice a day after your meals. So good luck with that, folks. So thanks for coming and visiting with us today, and we'll look forward to the next time when we explore some of the collection at Isle of Wight County Museum.